know what? They went ahead and already started without us. There are some antsy fellows here, so why? No. So let's go ahead and not take too much time here, Tralf.
Yep.
Are you ready, baby?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Game number 2 upon us. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right. So oh, that was fun. All right, so as we see right here, vTiD is going to be on the Legion side this time. And, of course, Pudge on the Hellborn side. They are up 1-0, just to clarify. Of course, game number 2 here in a best out of 3. So, as you can see, we're already in the second tier of banning stage. So the blind bans, again, we joined a little bit late, so unfortunately we weren't able to see the actual blind bans. But so far we got the Silhouette, Wild Soul, Fade. Something tells me those 3 were at least blind banded.
Yep.
And actually with the banning Fade, so I can tell. No, I'm Pharaoh, Fade, Tundra, Pebbles, Tempest so far. So
Ophelia's
actually, it was Ophelia, Wild Soul, and Silhouette, and Tempest. Nope, Tempest just got banned. Never mind. I think it was only 3. Pebbles? No, Pebbles. That would have been. So 4 blind bans.
Ah!
Did actually happen. I figured it out, Tralf.
Detective CPK.
I am a detective, apparently.
Yep. Looking at some already interesting things there in that lock pool. We got Slither, Bubbles, Plague, who does have a very good spell in Cursed Shield. Glacius and Parasite, and then, of course, War Beast. I believe that was locked finally by Pudge, or Mega Beaver's squad. But the final bans there, Tempest, and then finally finishing off with Jeraziah. So the first pick is going to go to Tail 69. Of course, Silhouette is banned. That's kind of his go-to hero, I feel like. But we'll have to see what he changes up this game, being in that first position.
Yeah, we will indeed. So already at the picking stage again, obviously, again, both these teams jumping right into game number 2. They did not want to waste any time here. You know, it is obviously getting late there in the European region, so understandable for sure. So, but hey, we're here. That's what matters when it's all said and done. The first pick going to be coming up here from vTiD MSI Dynasty, our Latin American team representation, trying to make the Brazilians seem proud. Unfortunately, not having the greatest start here, but again, this is Pudge, and like I said in that break, or going into the break at least, Pudge, no doubt, is a diamond contending team for sure here in the HoN Tour event. So a very, very tough challenge here, to say the least, for vTiD Dynasty. But yeah, the lock pool, the Slither, Bubbles, Glacius, Parasite, Warbeast, Plague Rider, as you said, one of the best abilities in the game in Cursed Shield.
Yep. Nothing compares
We're not
to
going to drop that. That's going to be the running theme now for the rest of the cast, even though Keeper of the Forest does not exist in this match. All right, Engineer first pick. Can't say I saw that one coming. Not that he's a bad hero, again, by any means. Just usually not first pick material, but you pair him up with a Magnus especially. You know, you got your Flex. He can be pretty powerful.
I love Engineer just by himself. I mean, he doesn't have a point stun being something like an Andromeda or a Magnus, but he's got a lot of utility, man. I mean, that hero, the turret will slow through Magic Immunity like something like a Shrunken Head. You know, obviously the ultimate is one of the most powerful ultimates in the game. The duration is so long at level 3. Let me just double check on that. It's actually, whoops, I don't want to look at alt avatars. I just want it's 10 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 10 seconds at level 3, which is so long. Of course, you can't attack it, but that's easier said than done. I think he's just an overall great hero, and he is first pick. Now, some other interesting picks, though, on top of that, Deadwood and Forsaken Archer. So, kind of curious about that. And then, wow, we got an Informer Axis, and then Soul Reaper. So, I'm a big fan of Soul Reaper. I actually think he's a very fun hero and actually very viable in many situations. It all depends on where you lane him.
Yeah, you know, a match that's standing out to me, I believe it was the Returners versus TT Esports back in the Redemption Tournament. Angry Testy actually played Soul Reaper, and he played it very well. It was a lot of fun to watch, and he's no doubt a hero that has potential. We're flying through the stage, though, so let's go ahead and comment what's going on. Parasite going to be the first pick from the lock pool. Bubbles and Warbeast are going to be the follow-up picks coming out for Pudge. They had a great success with Warbeast last game, and there you go. We get the Plague Rider, so we get to even talk more about the Cursed Shield. So Plague Rider going to be the final pick. There's some good team fight synergy for sure. There's a gank potential definitely on vTiD's side, and they got the carrying Forsaken Archer. I'm interested to see how Deadwood performs as well. Going to be played by Mr. Kit here. Of course, he played the Dark Leader last game. Solid lineup on their side, but yeah, seeing that Soul Reaper pick up, Paytop going to play it for Pudge. Curious to see what he brings to the table here in this game.
Yeah, definitely. When you were saying Pudge for a second, I was thinking, wait, Pudge, like, are they picking Pudge? Wait, that looks like Meraxis. But their lineup is solid, man. I mean, their lanes are very obvious. I'll give you that, though. Like, they're gonna have a Suicide Bubbles, Meraxis, and 4 mid. They're actually voting to remake again. Maybe they're having problems with the server yet again. Yeah, it looks like Overmuse is pinging 380. So
Yeah.
here we go with the locks all over again.
Yay! Again, obviously the game one, wasn't too long there.
Yeah,
so
they did a good job.
not the biggest deal in the world, but it obviously, as we did see in that first game, it was a case that after the remake, it clearly got a lot better for one of their players. So you can't blame them for at least trying, and as long as the opposition is, of course, willing to go through it, and Pudge, being the classy team that they are, obviously are willing to do so. So we'll go ahead and hopefully jump into the next game here, and hopefully, for the sake of everyone, the server is good, and Overmuse won't have to play on 350 plus MS, because
I have here
it's not easy.
370 is what he was pinging. That's I feel
fun.
for him. I've never even played him that high. I think the highest I've played was like 340 or something.
Yeah.
And that was horrible.
Yeah. Now Brazilian Latin American players, when they do play on the U.S. Servers, again, as we saw in the average ping, I mean, when it was on a good server, it was average under 200 ping.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. I mean, you can't really
yeah.
complain about that. So, still, though, with them, not being as involved in the scene as other regions, like, of course, European and North America, they do kind of, going into the DreamHack event, I guess is where I'm going with this, but, really not sure what to expect ultimately from them. Obviously, we're getting a little bit of a preview here with this matchup, but it is going to be fun going into that DreamHack event. Well, that's kind of a different event here, but
Yeah.
that is going to be a lot of fun for sure.
No,
So.
one of the interesting things here about the automated services that the HoN Tour provides is the one with the servers. So, there's not going to be really any dispute. It's simply going to give you the most fair server. There's no question about it. This is the most fair as far as ping goes. And that's going to be kind of interesting. But we'll talk a little bit more about that as it comes into play.
It looks like we are in the game, and it looks like the ping this time is at least much better. So looks like we got a server taken care of. So once again, let's go ahead and jump back into the game now. What is game number 2 here? All right, so as you can see, our Revenant Shadowblade going to be blind banned. Silhouettes, no, obviously having some fun here. With the remake, they're just going to go ahead and quickly go through, make sure we get all the same heroes, and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, Soul Reaper, man. Soul Reaper is definitely a hero. It is kind of unfortunate that those newer items aren't in tournament mode just yet. Of course, I'm referring to stuff like the Dawnbringer and, well, more importantly, probably the Grimoire of Power. That seems like that could be a very powerful tool on somebody like Soul Reaper. So, not eligible, though, in tournament mode. So, oh, jeez. No, wait, it is fine.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah. Don't ban it. Wait, they locked 3 heroes. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
This is what we were hoping wouldn't happen. Well, you did say they can remake up to 3 times.
Yeah.
So we have one more chance at this.
Oh, boy.
One more. Hey, they could just play this out. See how this. We could just say screw it. Yeah. So they're gonna remake one more time, and then that's a case of, what? If you mess up, you're sticking with the lineups because you ain't remaking after that. So they're just gonna quickly go through here.
Let's just hope for their sake too that they don't have. Actually, it looks like Tails pinging. Oh, he was pinging 999 for a second, but. Let's just hope that they don't get a bad server for Overmuse because it looks like it's night or day. This one he's pinging 170. The last one he's pinging 370. So 200 ping difference. So,
well, I mean, to be fair, it was vTiD's fault. They're the ones that did screw up. So, weren't they?
Well,
oh, never mind.
Mega Beaver and them actually locked him in for it.
Yeah,
and
never mind. That was actually Pudge's fault. Actually, never mind. I apologize. Man, wouldn't this be an entertaining game?
Yeah.
Nomad, Scout, Blacksmith, Alonia. Can we see some Alonia play? No, not to get anyone too excited here. This actually is not going to be played. This indeed is going to be a remake, the final remake that both of these teams have. So, again, hopefully not another serious issue here, but gonna remake, go back into the game, and like you said, hey, if the server sucks,
gotta deal with it. DWI.
DWI, indeed. Oh, yes.
Shout out to Zaku, by the way, who was the originator of the sidestep. I got to say that.
The sidestep on those super rockets.
I remember when he first said it, I was like, that's friggin' hilarious. Sidestep, I get it.
SSKB. That's what Beacon would say.
Yep.
Yes. So, all right. So here we go. Going to remake once more in hope that, again, cross the fingers, this game is going to happen here. And we're not gonna have to worry about having to deal with that again. But game number 1, quick look back at that once again. Obviously, vTiD Dynasty had their work cut out for them, and unfortunately, you made the point that you could argue they got outpicked. And in the end, Pudge, a great team that they are, the mass push just really took it to them, and they just could not slow it down. So you'd hope that this game, again, I'm actually blanking on the exact lineup that they have, but this game, things could be a little bit different. Well, and make something happen. So
I really like their lineup. They still have a War Beast, a very strong jungler right now.
Yes.
And they have a very strong dual lane mid. I'm telling you guys, this is the meta game right now. And it's not so much what it was, your Glacius Dark Lady or Mage Bane, whatever have you. In the short lane, you have a strong jungler being, Tempest or Parasite or whatever jungler, Parasite, Ophelia, something like that. Strong solo mid that can gank like Witchslayer, and then a suicide like Bubbles. That's all still very strong, but right now, and there's many reasons for it. I won't go into it. It's a long, drawn-out thing, but dual lane mids, jungle, suicide, short lane seems to be the way to go. It's just so much stronger for a number of reasons, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that could be a long discussion. That could be, possibly a segment or something, or a show or something. I don't know. I'm putting ideas out there. That's what we do here at HoNcast. We have plenty of ideas going around. Who knows what's going to happen? So, the Soul Reaper pickup, though, once the game eventually does get started, I am looking forward to that. Like I was saying, it is kind of unfortunate, these new items like the Grimoire of Power, which, could definitely make heroes like Soul Reaper even playable on the competitive scene a lot more, like Defiler, perhaps. Yeah. That would be fun to see. So, but still, even without access to that item, still a lot of potential. Okay, it looks like they are back in the game, though. And things look so far so good. So, one more time, let's try this again. Game 2, Pudge versus vTiD Dynasty. I'm sorry. All right, so here we are in game number 2 between these two teams. Shout out to Killer Orange, man. Guys, awesome. No, obviously, we're very happy with what we have here at HoNcast. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it, and know that, again, we're excited what we're bringing you guys. This is just the beginning, though. Definitely always looking forward to your feedback, which you go to honcast.com, you click on the forum section. You can leave your feedback there, and we can work together. So, all right, the picking stage happening. It looks like things are good. Forsaken, Deadwood, Engineer.
Oh, God.
Did they mess up again?
Well, I got scared because I know they picked them for the normal picking stage, but I think they're still fine.
Okay. Are they still fine?
So they picked Bubbles. Okay.
4 Bubbles.
And then, okay.
Okay.
Woo!
We made it. Oh, don't do that to me, Trev.
But
what is the ping like?
Nope, he has bad ping. He's got 380. So that's kind of unfortunate too, because it wasn't their fault.
It wasn't their fault. Yeah, that does suck. But hey, at the same time, it's not like it's Pudge's fault in the sense of the server being back in that. It's nobody's fault in the end. Not to throw blame anywhere.
Right.
It really is just a shitty situation. Let's be honest. But hey, they're gonna have to play on with their at least it's only one player. It's not like the whole team is lagging like intense. So, and Plague Rider, to be fair, Plague Rider isn't the most intense hero as far as latency goes.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about, as long as you press that R button, you've kind of done your job. So
true. Very, very true. Now we see some early, well, I can't really say roaming, but they're getting up to that top ward spot, their main polling camp, and they want to defend that. That's what you have to do. It's what all good teams do. They buy their items, they camp it immediately, especially against a Plague Rider who has that fast movement or that high movement speed. So they are going to be able to defend that, and already he's got his wolves out in the front there. He's like, come at me, bro. And Plague Rider can't really do anything. He's going to have to find an alternate route, but can you really do that? Are you going to be able to really spend that time? If you walked all the way around here underneath this observatory, it's just going to be too hard. They already have the ward up from I always want to say Mega Beaver, but it's like it looks like it's Mega Bever. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's just meant to be one of those other troll names.
Mega Bever.
Kind of like my nuts.
Well, maybe Bever means something in Swedish, or I think he's Swedish, right?
That is possible. Yeah, I think so. Oh, God. Hopefully he is. I know over there, if you call somebody Swedish and they're like Danish or something, like, how dare you?
I think he is Swedish, though.
I believe he is. Yeah. I believe he is. I'm sure we'll find out in 6 minutes from now.
I'll get flamed in 6 minutes.
Anyways, so you see the GLHF's coming out. The horn, or in this case with the Halloween, the ghoul has sounded. And we are looking to go into the laning phase. So, I mean, what do you think about this time around? vTiD Dynasty, do they do a lot better with the picking stage?
Well, let's see how they lane this here. They have a Parasite. I already like it because they have a jungler.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting lane. Engineer Deadwood. I think this is actually quite strong, to be honest. It is going up against an Amphora Miraxis, but I really do think Engineer is just amazing in a dual lane. It is a kind of a skill shot as far as the stun goes, but if you get it, I mean, all the power to you. You're going to have a very good... It's not the greatest synergy with Deadwood because there is a delay on his Rotten Grass, but you can still make things happen. So mid should be kind of interesting. Bottom lane, what do we got? FA soloing. This is what I'm talking about. Solo short against Bubbles. This is the idea. It's okay, we could guarantee our farm and put 2 against Bubbles. We shouldn't need to do that. Let's just find one hero that fares well against Bubbles. Yes, Bubbles is going to have a better time, but FA should win that lane. Okay?
Yeah, and then, of course, you got Parasite in the jungle, so...
Exactly. Exactly. Having that threat, even if he doesn't gank, having that threat is going to make Bubbles play a little bit differently. Of course, he does have that ward above the regular pole, the pole camp, but there's other ways around that.
Yeah.
Now, top lane, the same situation. Soul Reaper against Plague. This matchup is actually a little bit more even than Bubbles versus FA, in my opinion, because Plague is a very strong 1v1 hero. That being said, Soul Reaper is also a very strong 1v1 hero, and he's playing with 150 less ping.
Yeah, that helps. It definitely helps. That's a great point to bring up. I'm focusing just like on T-fights and everything, but obviously in the laning phase, that playing with 350 plus ping could be very, very brutal, I'm sure. So, but yeah, Soul Reaper, very dominant himself, being played by P-Top here. We'll keep an eye on the creep score as this game advances on, only now coming up to the 2-minute mark here, so of course still very early on. Parasite going to take over a Wild Hunter right in front of Wild Soul, not Wild Soul, but a Warbeast right there, and actually just going to go ahead and R out of it. So, good job by, who is that? Vestius playing that Parasite, kind of doing ninja work against Palis. No, that's not, I'm all over the place. T-Jor playing that Warbeast, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, Parasite has gone aggressive apparently. Wants to harass this Warbeast and maybe set up some kills here at the top side. You do see as a Vagabond leader here to work with if he wants to. Not necessarily the greatest, obviously, when in crowd control sense, but decent damage output. And he's going to take it over. He is not going to go for the gank, though. Instead, he's just going to walk away with it and maybe look to continue to harass Warbeast here. So seems like that is his job here for this game. Harass Warbeast perhaps. Oh, he's going to go for the top rune. Nope, it's going to be picked up by Nifro right in front of him, and it happens to be Haste.
And that's the same rune that I'm just going to call it Mega Beaver. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's the same rune Mega Beaver actually got the 2-minute rune last time as Glacius and set up a very good kill up in the top lane. So Mega Beaver using some hacks and getting some good runes. Right in front of Parasite's face, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Parasite actually getting blocked by the Wolves of Warbeast. Good job by him. Good micro. And there's a stun. Good sidestep. Wow.
SSKB.
Sidestep king, bitch, he says. He's going to jump into a Vagabond. Has the mana burn maybe on one of those heroes. He needs to use it before actually he is going to die probably because there's a heal. And he is in a very bad situation. A couple more auto attacks and he will die. The slow attempt from Plague Rider, not enough, and Tiora picks up the kill.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised right there. I mean, not that it might have made the biggest difference, but he didn't even mana burn with the creep. It seems like just taking the half a second to mana burn, maybe that Nymphora, just simply harass it. But in the end, he gets bloodlusted. That was just well played here by Pudge. You said, great dodge initially, great sidestep indeed from Vestius playing that Parasite, but in the end, it was just too much damage to handle. Now we see more access. Great landing keg stun right there. Is Palis going to drop right here? No, he's not. The steel stun coming out and really puts a barrier up for more access to survive as he's going to regen with the health potion on top of that on the bottle as well. So very good escape, and we still remain at a 1-0 hero kill advantage, of course, in favor of Pudge. Looking at the bottom lane, let's take a quick look at Tally69, or Tail, or whatever you want to, I think it's Tally. Tally69 playing Forsaken Archer, 13-7 compared to a 8-4 Bubble. So definitely winning this matchup as you'd really expect.
Right.
He also has a level advantage, and you see the pressure. I mean, he's just playing so aggressive, really keeping Bubbles on his toes. It's a difficult time for Ultima to defend down there at the bottom lane.
Yeah, and he's not supposed to win this. He has potential. There's two different things there, guys.
Okay.
There's potential, and then whether you should or should not actually lose it or win the lane. Now, he should lose the lane, but he has actually potential to win it. But of course, if the players are evenly matched up, have even ping, not having an off game, FH should definitely win this lane. Same thing goes to the top lane. I mean, Plague is actually a little, like I mentioned, a little bit more even, but Soul Reaper is, people forget this, a devastating 1v1 hero. He really is. And people kind of forget about him. Now, one interesting thing about Soul Reaper this game is P-Top, or however you pronounce that, I apologize. I'm going to find out after this game because we've cast him a number of times, but has actually not maxing, but he's leveling up his Withering Presence, not just one. I feel like it is one of those 1-point wonders because I really do like maxing or at least getting that inhuman nature so you can use your spells very often. So I'm curious as to why he's leveling it up at least past level 1 right now. It's great in the late game.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is a percentage, and it's a and that's always great in the late game. Similar to like the meteor from Tempest.
Yes. Yeah, I fully agree with you. I mean, it does seem kind of odd. Right now, it's just very minimal damage, even if not even like 1 or 2 more damage. But we see Engineer right here going to get jumped on by Moraxis in for a very deadly combination. Is going to be enough to get away. No, it's not. He puts the turret out, but just not enough slow. Moraxis, though, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Deadwood, not level 6, but he has a rotten grasp. If he can land this, will Moraxis sidestep? Yes, he will. He will be more than fine. And Deadwood is just going to have to fall back. If he had a Falcon Punch ready, that was obviously 100% a kill, but not level 6 yet, so unfortunately not able to happen. Good job by the Hellborn team, though, to making a kill happen onto Engineer right there. He's going to pour back to the middle lane after resurrecting, only level 3. So doing so very quickly, and actually Ron Grass going to land right there. Turret comes out. Where's the Kex? It isn't even necessary. Seal's not going to come out. Blocking Engineer. The Kex are going to be sidestepped by Moraxis, but in the end, it looks like he is going to fall right there. So did a good job of initially surviving, but make it with you right there on Deadwood, or on Engineer, excuse me. Actually gets credit for the kill. Meanwhile, at the top lane, we do have a kill. Warbeast coming in with the ultimate activated. Soul Reaper also there. Boom goes the dynamite from him and gets the kill.
Oh, no.
We screwed up. Apparently, he's from Norway.
Oh, man. I'm going to get
told
blamed.
you were wrong.
Oh, here it comes. I got time to watch the chat. What the F, Tro? He's from Norway.
I told you, man. It's dangerous to do that.
Oh, God. Anyway. Good job by Tori. That's exactly what you have to do if you're playing Warbeast. Very active Warbeast players, good Warbeast players are going to be very active right when they hit level 6 because that level 6 ability is so damn strong. And especially when you can set it up. Now, Soul Reaper does have that ultimate, and it does stun him for a short amount of time, but that's honestly all you need against a Plague Rider that has literally no outs. Just kind of has to run away. Does have no escape mechanism, no little dash, no blink, just kind of has to sit there and take it. Now, if he had Cursed Shield, though, he could reduce his armor, or reduce his attack speed by 20%, by 20, so.
He could.
Now, that's something you normally don't get on Plague until you hit level 8 because the level 2 extinguishes. It gives you enough mana to actually cast your spells continuously.
Oh, Warbeast is going to be picked off right here. Good job between Parasite and Deadwood setting up that kill. Warbeast was, having fun toying around with Parasite a little bit right there, but in the end, that cost him his life as Deadwood did a great job roaming and setting up that kill. So, that's Deadwood, of course. That's what he'll accomplish. We do see in the middle lane Engineer, a lot of pressure. Great seal still landed right there from Mega Beaver, setting up the kill, no doubt, as it came out from Moraxis. Very good sequence of events right there. We do have a vote to pause coming out from vTiD MSI Dynasty, it looks like. But, yeah, excellent gank there in the middle lane. So, quick pause. Looks like both teams good to go, though. So, not the biggest issue. So, right now for vTiD Dynasty, you'll look at the positive situations. I mean, Deadwood, despite his teammate getting killed right there, he is farming 300 gold per minute. He has his Ghost Marchers and Bottle, so perhaps something like that Portal Key next in line. And then there's Forsaken Archer, 240 gold per minute. Actually really hasn't been taken off that well. We do see another pause coming out, though. Clearly something's going on. We do see Piercing Arrow is going to be used, but canceled immediately. And a port is coming in, but obviously sitting on this pause. So it does, seem like right there, Forsaken Archer, he was playing a little bit odd, obviously getting some lag spikes. So put himself in a dangerous spot, though, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. Yeah,
this is one of those situations where latency does kill the game, unfortunately. This isn't like your Australians playing on U.S. servers and they have, high 200s, or West players playing on European servers and they're sitting at mid 200s. This is way worse. I mean, 380 ping upwards of 400. Now he's saying 700 ping. That is just, it's almost unplayable. 700 ping is definitely unplayable. 400 is like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it seemed like it's more of a spiking thing. So again, I hope it's really just that, maybe just a quick restart of the router or something. Try to get something figured out here, but hopefully nothing too long. I wonder who is actually porting in right there. Is it Engineer, maybe? You can't see the animation. Maybe it's not Plague Rider. It's an Engineer. The cooldown. I'm not sure who it is because with the pause, it's hard to see like who's actually in the motion. I want to say it's Engineer, but anyways, even if he gets there, I don't think it's gonna really matter. More than likely, Forsaken Archer is going to drop right here. So, again, kind of unfortunate. Tiori, though, on a Warbeast. He already has an Abyssal Skull finish. Not even going boots, but, again, with Warbeast in the ulti form, you're going haste speed anyways. It can't even be slowed down. So, why the hell do you need boots, right? So, Bubbles also doesn't have boots, actually. We're getting the teacher picked up on him. But after this kill, could very likely purchase boots.
Yeah, definitely. Warbeast, we mentioned this before. The synergy between Warbeast and Bubbles. Warbeast is not so strong against Bubbles, but is also much, much stronger with Bubbles. Those two heroes synergize very well together. Obviously, keeping them in place at the early levels makes it very easy for Warbeast to pound on pound as the unpause goes. And here we go. Actually, a little bit of juking actually coming out from Tali69, but it's not going to be enough. One more auto attack. Does he get juked? He does get a little bit juked, but no, he doesn't get juked fully. As Parasite maybe trying to look to do something here. Has an infest ready to go, but just doesn't really matter at this point.
Ulti form just wore off, too, with that final auto attack. So that was a very well played by Tali69. I mean, he had a chance right there, but unfortunately, just not enough. We do see at the top side, Deadwood running in. Rotten Grass coming out. Is going to hit? Yes, it will. Sorry, he's in a lot of trouble. Falcon Punch! Oh, no, never mind. I was lining that up so well, but he disappointed me. It was on cooldown, so understandable. Hey, they get the kill. That's what matters. Well played right there from vTiD Dynasty. Excellent Rotten Grass blend, actually. It's going to be difficult to land that at times, but he was somewhat hidden, and Soul Reaper did not realize it was coming. So Deadwood's definitely the shining star so far. Mr. Kit, he played, of course, again, the Dark Lead last game. We see in the middle lane, great keg stun from Engineer. Oh, a nice sidestep right there on the axe as well, but I don't know if it's going to be enough when it's all said and done. He has support coming in. Pelagra does have an ultimate ready to go. This could get deadly, actually, for the Hellborn side of Warbeast running away. An invisible Parasite right on top of him as a result of that Wild Hunter. Here we go. That Pelagra comes out, passes in the creeps. Great job spreading the creeps from himself. Excellent microing from Tiori. He's going to get caught. No, he doesn't get caught. Yes, he finally gets pulled in, but the ulti form is activated. And in fact, he's looking to turn this around. Parasite jumps out. Will he face hug? Probably not. Not even worth it. Of course, Leech not doing anything for him right here. And actually, Warbeast is going to run away. Crippling volley hits Bubbles. We do see the face hug on it. Bubbles in the meantime. Sides again. One more auto attack. There we go. Leech comes out, gets the kill. Warbeast now in some trouble. He is not in ulti form anymore. And Parasite chasing him down. Going to try to block him. Crippling volley will miss. Will it matter when it's all said and done? No, it won't. Mr. Kit with that Falcon punch to the face. And down he goes. Warbeast trying to chase him down with the dogs, actually. And Warbeast may pick up a kill right here. Forsaken Archer running for his life. Oh my god, this would be so unfortunate for Forsaken Archer. Oh, block, no, just not enough. Forsaken Archer should be fine now. With the tower on the creep wave, maybe? Oh, maybe not, okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, he missed!
Oh my god!
Turn around! Why would you turn around? Oh god.
Oh my god!
Oh, he lives. Okay.
Sorry. That was like 20 HP with critting on the dogs over and over. I apologize, but that was exhilarating.
Trout was excited. No, that was an epic moment right there. But he lives. And how about that, actually? vTiD Dynasty making big plays right there.
Yeah, they were just in a good position. That was actually really good sidestepping over and over. Just well played overall by Tiori, actually, on that Warbeast. But, you know, they met with all 5 of the heroes from the Legion side, and Soul Reaper obviously wasn't there. It's up in the top lane. And just simply got outnumbered. And actually, as a result now, vTi MSI Dynasty is now up in the experience department. They're still trailing by 1,600 in gold, but we got a game now. 6-5 hero kill lead in favor of vTi Dynasty.
Oh yeah, if anything, this is much more of a game than the last game, that's for sure. Bubbles is going to get caught out here at the bottom lane. Take over at the last second. He's going to be taken out, though, in the long run. I will say the football Bubbles, it's the take cover animation. I'm so used to seeing the shell pop out. It's so obvious with the original Bubbles, but it's sometimes difficult to see it on him. But anyways, they get him taken out right there. More access in the meantime, taking a lot of pressure in the middle end. It will get Falcon Pudge. Will it be enough? Of course it will. Payless will fall and make it with you right there, getting yet another kill. Meanwhile, the top side over Muse on Plague Rider. He just falls to the ground with Soul Reaper and Infora and Warbeast all on top of him. Can't say I'm too surprised about that. Even the Demonic Execution was used by Soul Reaper. Plated Greaves going to be activated. They're going to mass push this top lane now. Will it be enough pressure? I mean, support is coming in. Warbeast, or not Warbeast, but Engineer and Deadwood are running in, and Warbeast amongst the others will fall back. So they will protect the tower, but still good things happening there for, well, I guess both teams in the end.
Yeah, now that I think about it too, as this gets to the mid to late game, mostly the mid game, is that, you know, they have the double heal from Nymphora and Soul Reaper. Now, as I'm saying that, I realize right now that Nymphora did port bottom, it looks like.
Yeah, they tried to gank Forsaken, but she ran away.
But Nymphora's actually opted out of leveling up that volatile pod. So it's not going to have that for quite some time. He wants that levels increase the Nymph, wants the damage from Nymphora's Zeal, so not going to have that double heal anytime soon.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And again, obviously with the role that he's playing, and don't expect him to get quick levels by any means. So yeah, may not be able to max out even, as let alone get it, that volatile pod for a while here. But You know, it makes sense definitely. Now, they're not showing the very good patience here by Soul Reaper and N4. I mean, they ported here maybe 20-plus seconds ago. Here they're going to come out, though. It's a quick burst down kill, though, on a Bubbles first. The one Parasite just dodges away as if nothing even happened. Now, Soul Reaper and N4 are actually the ones in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
They're going to fall back, though, but wow. I mean, that burst potential, saw right there. Parasite with Forsaken. Bubbles just dropped. Now going to push themselves to the bottom lane, it looks like.
Oh, Parasite's a great hero for ganking, man. I mean, this jungler gets the farm, sets up ganks very easily, especially with the... I really do think that the changes that they made in the jungle did directly affect Parasite in a positive way, especially with that Skeleton King. He's just using one. But it does more damage now. They did get the tower in mid, Palace, with the assistance from, it was War Beast and, yeah, Palace himself. And it looks like some counter pushing going on in the bottom lane. It is a little less than half HP. Do they actually want to do this? I don't know. Forsaken Archer's low HP, and yeah, Forsaken Archer is just going to TP back to base and heal up.
Warbeast is still going. He's got that level 1 battle cry, but again, he's going to 4 levels in a primal rage, not only affecting himself but his minions. He's going to eventually fall back, though, and the Legion team will easily be able to hold that off in the long run, although it's still taking a bit of damage from the creep wave. But bottom lane, you see Soul Reaper pushing down here. Now, this is definitely bait opportunity coming out right here. Granted, they do have a ward of sight, though, does the Legion team, so that they realize that there's more heroes here. It's definitely just not Soul Reapers. This is going to be interesting to see how this perhaps plays out. Bubbles charging in with Striders, actually. So Bubbles even going the Striders route, but Legion side, they fall back. Again, great ward of sight, giving them plenty of vision. And they know exactly what's going on right here, at least what's being attempted. We do have more access, though. He's got a portal key. He is ready to jump in. Ward of Revelation placed behind the tower. I don't see anyone actually in Fizz. They were maybe scouting out a ward of sight there, which was not there. At least I don't think it was. Parasite has a Gotar taken over, by the way. He's kind of going back and forth. He will take over this Wild Hunter, perhaps? No, he's going to take over the Minotaur, actually. I would have maybe gone for the Wild Hunter, but going to take over the Minotaur. And maybe try to catch somebody in an AoE stun. But the Hellborn team, they're going to now start to fall back. Uh-oh, Parasite pushing up, though. Again, he knows they're here with this warded side, so it's just a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff now. And Hellborn team
look at
fall back.
that! Look at that creep.
Yeah,
Bad
like,
mannered
hey
creep.
Hey, guys. Warbeast pushing the top lane. Ports are coming in, though. Will he ulti farm to maybe help get away? Deadwood jumping in. There's the ulti farm. Rotten Grasp is going to miss right there. Great sidestep again. We're having plenty of that in this game.
Yeah, I did want to mention actually in the meantime that was a cue for them to go on bottom because they said, oh, they're not bottom. You can go on them, you can go on them, and they did pick up a kill. Good capitalization right there. Mega Beaver gets credit for that kill. I did want to mention one thing. If we're going to have a little bit of downtime here, as they're going to push this bottom tower most likely, is again the Soul Reaper deciding to go 4 points into the Withering Presence. Now it's not the biggest deal in the world, but okay, the reason why I don't like it is Soul Reaper right now, okay, if you have 4 levels into that, it is a large range, don't get me wrong, but still, that means you kind of have to be in the front, like in the front lines. And yes, in the later stages of the game, you can be very, very tanky. Pause that thought as we have a TP up here behind Forsaken Archer. She might be in a lot of trouble. Yep, there's the portal key on Miraxis. There's the stun to follow up, and the ulti will be popped. Couple more auto attacks and an axe. Yep, he will fall. Even Bubbles was there to secure a kill, so good job utilizing that portal key with Nymph4. That is one of the deadliest combinations.
Oh, yeah, it is, and, you know, it's why we see this combination from time to time, and just another example of it right there. You're talking about the Withering Presence, though, from Soul Reaper. Yeah, it is interesting seeing that maxed out. I mean, hell, it's 1% hero damage done every second, which is pretty damn ridiculous when you think about it, but again, it's something that just really scales so much better going into the late game stage. But and you know, not being crazy tanky at least just yet may kind of a little bit scary perhaps, but at the same time, as a team, things are looking pretty good. And well, he actually just purchased a plate mail there, so I guess Frostfield plate is going to be in the works here early on for Soul Reaper. So he says, Trow, if you don't think I'm tanky enough, I'm going to go ahead and buy a plate mail and get even more armor here. And obviously against Forsaken Archer, even your Deadwood, that is a powerful item. No, Parasite doesn't affect too much, but
stacking armor, yeah, it's all fine and dandy against Deadwood, and it will be good against Forsaken Archer in the late game, but, you know, you still have a lot of magic damage to deal with. You know, yeah. Parasite's all magic damage, Plague Rider ulti's all magic damage, Engineer, I believe, is all magic damage. Yes, he is. So that's still a lot of magic damage that you're dealing with, and you still only have 1,000 hit points. I'm saying he can still absorb a decent amount of damage that's coming his way, but I don't think it's enough. He can absorb enough to really give a reason to maxing this Withering Presence. I just feel like in human nature is such a great tool for him to actually maximize your farm. But it's neither here nor there because you have a lot of good things going for you. You have the portal key on Miraxis relatively early on, as well as, you know, Warbeast has a massive amount of farm. It's actually top in the game with 390. Well, it's actually about 400 gold per minute now. So
He actually ended up going to an Astrolabe, so I guess either that was just a misclick or maybe it's actually still in a stash or something. But
okay, I like that a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, he did go Astrolabe, and obviously that's. I mean, when you think about it, that on top of his Judgment ability, that's 280 plus 200, I believe. So yeah, 480 burst magic healing he can do. In an AoE radius to his team, as well as, of course, the Judgment even doing damage to the opponent. So, yeah, that's a lot of burst that can happen and a big swing that can happen as a result of Soul Reaper with that item that he has right there. So, very good news for them indeed. Warby's 3,400 plus gold saved up, so he's, well, I would think Shark ahead. I mean, he was going for that last game, eventually got it. Why not this game? Oh, Porch to the bottom lane actually marks his jump. Oh, he missed. Oh, he will get Engineer, actually. I thought he missed it initially, but it does hit, and Engineer just drops. Piercing arrows from Forsaken Archer actually very well placed. Do a lot of damage right there. Parasite comes in for the side and gets a counter kill, so that is going to work out much better for the Legion team, actually. Engineer for Meraxis, they will take that every day of the week. Nymphora still running away with actually Ghost Marchers. Nymphora was able to purchase Ghost Marchers. Are they going to be able to stop her? No, they are not. In the meantime, however, middle lane gets massively pushed by Warbeast alone.
You know, I've seen Mega Beaver actually play Nymphora quite a lot, and I gotta say, right there, that little spot where he, you know, uses the Zeal Stun and TP's in the middle of it. I've seen him do it a number of times, and I gotta give him credit because it's pretty nifty, and he does a good job at that. But yeah, they're in a great position right now. They actually closed the gap, though. vTiD did, as far as experience goes. It's pretty much even. Actually, it's a minor lead for them, but a lot of gold saved up or available to this Hellborn team as they're up about 8,500. And that's just simply all these towers pushed. If you look at vTiD Dynasty, they have none. And that's a direct result of them being behind in the gold department.
Yeah, it definitely is. And actually, this is going to hurt them even more. Forsaken Archer at the bottom lane again. Meraxis jumps in. The demonic execution, a.k.a. boom goes the dynamite. Coming out from Soul Reaper right there. And that was a quick kill happening onto Forsaken Archer. So the Hellborn team even find themselves again in a better spot. 9,300 gold lead, 1,300 experience lead. We are now approaching the 20-minute mark, actually. Are all 5 of them down here? No, 4 of them down here at the top lane. Bubbles is actually up here doing his own thing, but the Hellborn side, maybe Kongor? Yeah, I guess they're even going to attempt Kongor right here. Again, having a Warbeast as farmed as he is, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Morax is also going to be the front lines, and Nymphora even assisting top. But in the meantime, though, Deadwood with that portal key, he does drop Bubbles fairly easily, I'm sure. Didn't actually catch the action, but you got to figure a level 13 Deadwood jumping into a Bubbles with the farm that he has.
Strider's Bubbles.
Probably a pretty easy kill, yeah. This Franken Conqueror, though, he is going to fall right here. And this is going to be a token of life for the Hellborn team. Legion side, they're kind of heading over. Not really, though. And, yeah, they're not going to be able to stop this nearly in time.
Yeah, they're not going to get it. Strider's Bubbles is kind of a small little joke between, like, when I used to play with vKid, and vKid would always play, this is before, of course, Moon Meander went to the hills and you know, trained with whatever his name was, Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
And started playing. Actually, pause that thought because Meraxis jumps into initiation. Big Zeal Stun. Oh my god, and in the midst, there's Warbeast with that Shrunken Head activated. Oh, it totally nullifies the effect of Engineer's ulti. He can just walk through it and not even give a care in the world. He destroys Zeal's actually good stun timed right there, but so much damage has already been done. Vestius also dies as well, that Parasite, so a big fight for for Pudge. Actually.
Yeah, that really was. I mean, you talk about taking the initiation to them, and that was really a case of that. Well played by Peleus right there. He wanted to control the pace of that fight, and he did that in every aspect right there with the jump in. You mentioned him on top of that great Zeal Stun from Nymphora. There really was no chance that the Legion team was going to be winning that fight. And also on top of it, I don't even think Deadwood's Falcon Punch was even up at that point, even if you got the opportunity to use it. So yeah, it was just looking pretty bad for the beginning there for vTiD Dynasty. And after that, it is even looking much worse, unfortunately. So our Latin American representation here, not having the greatest time now. What is game number 2 in this best of 3, being down 1-0. Pudge, again, though, they are a great team themselves. Porting up to the top lane, Nymphora takes Soul Reaper and Meraxis with her. So Nymphora already level 11 on top of that. That is not even more bad news for our Legion team here.
Yeah, they were trying to get that kill on the Plague Rider. A Plague Rider, good heads-up play. He knew something was up. He knew he was way too far up, and, you know, Tale69 gave him the word, like, hey, you can't play up that far because it's already happened to me twice, if not 3 times already. Deadwood's going to try to set up a kill, there, but Meraxis is way too tanky and also has a token of life, so this is pretty much a no-go unless he wants to get rid of that token, but he's going to need more people. He just, he just toys with him a little bit, uses that Rotten Grass, and then blinks away. He knows he can't kill him.
Yeah, well, what would be even really embarrassing if Meraxis is like, Arcane Shield, and he goes Falcon, oh crap, and then just Falcon punches right into it, so. Yeah, that would suck. So yeah, that was a smart play at the end by Mr. Kid, just deciding not to. I mean, Mr. Kid, this is definitely a player that actually is impressing me at least. here in the series so far. Obviously, his team hasn't had the greatest success against Pudge here. But in last game, played a very solid Dark Lady. It just got a little bit too overwhelming for him. But, I mean, this game, he's been playing a very solid Deadwood, and he's 4-1-3 right now. He's definitely been doing his part in that sense, you can argue, but unfortunately it just isn't, or hasn't been enough, at least so far, for vTiD MSI Dynasty. Warbeast is going to continue to farm in the jungle. He's got a Soul's Bulwark now. I mean, the Shrunken, the Abyssal, the Soul's Bulwark, another 900 gold nearly saved up. 2,500 gold on Miraxis, actually, and hey, 3,300 on Soul Reaper. So
wow.
A lot of gold, a lot of bigger and better items are being purchased all across the board here on Pudge's side.
Yeah, and he gets that Blessed Orb. There's actually the portal key. So Strider's portal key onto that bubble. So he's going to have good initiation now with that. Yeah, Blessed Orb onto Soul Reaper. I expect a Sheepstick to be built on him, which is a very, very common, very strong build. And if he's continuing to farm as well as he is right now, he should have that around well, he's actually got another 1,300 gold saved up, so probably 28 minutes or so. And that's going to be great for them. They have everything going for them. I mean,
yeah.
You know, look at them. They've got a massive lead in golden experience. They have the Token of Life for another, 3 minutes or so. So timed push right now would be perfect. And Miraxis is actually quite close to his own, or actually close to a Hellflower. And that's going to be... they're just overrunning them in items.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard for the leading team to do anything. They're going to have to... It looks like Talia 69 is going for a Shrunken Head, but that's not going to really mitigate any damage from Warbeast. So it's hard.
Here we go, though. Warbeast gets jumped over here by Deadwood, but is it going to matter in the end? No, well, not for now. He activates the ultimate form, and the Legion team is falling apart. Black Runner goes to the count. Deadwood getting caught out, as well as Forsaken Archer. They're just forced to fall back to the YC. Parasite in the background trying to make something happen, but not nearly enough. Soul Reaper is chasing. Nice Quake Stun right there. Finishes off Parasite. Also got the kill on Deadwood just before, and I would not be surprised to see a GG well played at Concevo coming out here in the near future. It is clearly just way too much to handle. And it's looking like Pudge is well on their way to securing this series 2-0 and advancing on here in the HoN Tour Qualifiers winner bracket stage.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think that Pudge has been scrimming a lot, and I don't know if they have, but they definitely look like they have been. But it would be kind of, you know, hard to say. It's like, this is the team that's going to DreamHack. I know a lot of people are like, why did they get to go? And it's,
yeah.
Well, I gotta say too, exactly right as Tale says right there. I know that. You know, the latency and the ping issue is a huge deal. And actually, if you ping right now, Overmuse is at 390 and Tale is at 440. And yeah, like he mentions, when you're land setting, it makes a big difference. I already noticed that from specifically Orange Esports. I've played them. I played them before I was on the land setting, and then after. And I gotta say, they actually do play significantly different and significantly better on a land setting, and it does make a difference for these teams that are playing internationally.
Yeah, you know, and obviously not trying to sugarcoat it by any means. I've been no problem saying, you know, going into the DreamHack event, they're going to be the underdogs. There's no other way to put it. They're going to be a team that, you know, they are going to need to prove themselves. To play with the best of the best. But hold that thought for a second. There's a jump here for the helper team. Forsaken Archer just melts the ground. The Plague comes out of this. Is going to bounce around a little bit. But again, there's just so much power here on Pudge as a team. The heal potential, the stay-in potential is just absolutely ridiculous. They're just diving the well at this point. Warbeast doesn't care. He's just going to take a death right there. But it clearly is going to be coming to an end here in the near future. And again, Pudge will be moving on. But again, on that thought, at the same time, you know, you're looking at these Latin American teams. Obviously, vTiD being one of them, Pain being the other one. You know, we'll see what happens at that DreamHack event. Like you said, obviously a latency. Won't have to deal with that being at the LAN environment at least. That'll be nice for them and seeing what they can bring to the table. But here we are in the HoN Tour Qualifiers, and it is official. Pudge will take game number 2, and as a result, they will take the series 2-0 over vTiD MSI Dynasty. But the other point that I actually want to make as well, again, just to reiterate, again, Pudge is a very good team. I know that they're not going to DreamHack, but this is easily a team that would not surprise me in the least to see in Diamond by the end of these qualifiers. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's kind of funny. Mega B right there at the end tried to buy that shield breaker. I know I always try to buy all my items, so it makes me look better when I have those extra item slots in the post-game screen. But yeah, they played it really well today, and that's why I'm wondering, have they been scrimming a lot? Because I haven't seen them in scrimming. Of course, I don't have all of them on my friends list. I think just Mega Beaver, and they played honestly a lot better than I feel like that we saw in the last tournaments we've casted of them. And it really comes down to the drafting. I really like their drafting. I like the ideas that they have. I like their response, especially in game 1, as they saw at first they were going to be going up against that aggressive tri-lane with, what was it, MOA, Nymph4, and Dark Lady.
Yeah.
They didn't want to deal with it. They sent their Suicide Keeper, the Force in the long lane, all the way bottom to their short lane. And that was a perfect decision. Then they had the dual lane mid, just worked out phenomenally. And I hope that a lot of teams learn from that, because and it will really improve your play a lot. So just watch Pudge, watch what they do, because they're a perfect example of how you can improve.
This is no doubt I want to even stay away from saying up-and-coming team, because, again, they've been on the scene now for a little bit here. Obviously, we've cast them before. They've been in recent events, and they've had their time in the limelight. And, again, here they did look very good. So looking forward to seeing how they advance on now, as they are going to continue on to the winner's bracket. So I guess at this point, this was, what, the 256 for the winner's bracket? So now they're going to move down to a round of a 128 in that sense of the winner's bracket at least. So as I said, it really does cut down. Just yesterday, we were talking about the round of 1,024.
Yeah.
Now we're already getting into the round of 128 for the winner's bracket. So it cuts down crazy fast.
Yeah.
But that's of course how the tournament style works. So congratulations to them to get the positive twist going to this cast here. Jungle Devos, a.k.a. Pudge, Dendy's Jungle Devos. They're going to be moving on and looking forward again to seeing how they finish. As far as vTiD MSI Dynasty, again, unfortunately here they ran into a tough opponent, and wish them the best of luck eventually, of course, at DreamHack. But, hey, wish them the best of luck in finishing in this event, because the HoN Tour Qualifiers, they still got a road ahead of them. They're just now in the losers bracket, but they still got some matches to play. So definitely hang in there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them in that gold division by any means. So we'll see what they bring to the table eventually. But another fun day of casting here, Trouf. Obviously got 2 best-of-3 series out of the way. Both of them happen to be 2-0s, but it is still earlier on, of course, in the tournament stages here for the HoN Tour Qualifiers. But that just means also it is just the beginning of it.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, make sure again to go check out all the FAQ, all the rules, all that jazz on HoNTour.com, because there's a lot of stuff to learn. I mentioned this yesterday. Of course, not a lot, but actually a lot of problems have been remedied.
Yeah.
But they can be remedied early on by just checking out the rules, checking out before you get into the game, before you run into these problems, so you know how to overcome those. So make sure to check that out at HoNTour.com. It's all there in the FAQ and in the rules, everything you need to know, as well as the contact information for all the admins. And a big shout out to all the admins and all the people working behind the scenes doing a great job.
Yeah, again, especially behind the scenes, like I said, we obviously are here at the HoN Tour Studios, happen to be in contact in person even with a lot of people working behind the scenes here at S2 Games, and I know from a viewer, even from a player, from a participant, sometimes it is frustrating. I get that, and you're constantly wanting nonstop updates, but they are working very, very, very hard behind the scenes to make sure that this is actually happening and happening very well. So obviously, there's been some hiccups here and there, and not afraid to admit that. Of course, there's definitely been some hiccups here with the HoN Tour event, but it is being worked on. It is constantly being addressed, and it is going to get better, better, better. So this is just the HoN Tour Qualifiers. Now I say that lightly because again, it is a big event. Obviously, there's $10,000 on the line. This is ultimately to seed teams eventually, but as time goes on, we as a team here at S2 Games are no doubt learning a lot and getting a lot of feedback, both here at HoNcast and the S2 Games organization, and going to use that going on into the future. So definitely look forward to it, guys. With that said, this will really end our coverage here for the weekend. It's been a long weekend to say the least, but it's been a lot of fun at the same time, Charles. So looking forward to continuing it. What's going to be next weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward as well. And as you mentioned, as we get closer and closer to the end of this tournament, we're going to start to see even better matchups, even more top teams. And that's what I think most people are really excited for. Yeah, definitely. So stay tuned to HoNcast.com, guys. We'll constantly be giving you updates as far as coverage and whatnot, what we're going to be doing. Check out the HoNcast.com site as well as the HoNTour.com website, as you mentioned. There's plenty of information to work off of there. So, I think pretty much wrapping up, though, from myself, Breaky CPK, Trouf Mador. We got at TroufHoN. And at Breaky CPK. At HoNcast, the HoNcast Facebook. Follow it all. Get the updates coming. Shout out to Killer Orange, and shout out to you guys for tuning in. See you next time.